Hi everyone, it's Vicky here and welcome back to another card making video, and today I'm featuring these really unique washi tapes by All and Create. These are the Layer It Up washi tapes and you can create a full image by layering the strips to get the design, and you will see exactly what I mean. They do have a huge collection of those Layer It Up washi tapes. I do have some in my craft room and I will put together the images so you can see which ones I have. Maybe I will help you choose your favorites, but definitely check out their website. They do have lots and lots of those images. So all you do is to just rip them and put the design together. Always 4 strips build a full image. Now with this typewriter image as well as with another tape with that telephone, I did create a couple of mini art journal pages, and I did share already the how-to here on YouTube as well as on my Instagram account. So I'm going to show you what I did with this one, and you will find links to both those pages down below in the description if you want to see the how-to. So that's the other one. Now let me quickly put together all the designs. You will see that they are all gorgeous, and I will show you again really quickly how easy it is to put it together. So again, I'm just ripping the 4 different images and then I will lay them one on top of the other to put together the image. The fun part is that it is just because it is washi tape, you can easily remove and reposition if you haven't placed it correctly, but it comes together really quickly and easily like a puzzle. And if you are very careful and put your head directly on top as you put it together, you will find that you cannot even see the seam. They are great value for money also because they are 10 meters long. Usually washi tapes are about 5 meters in the market, and the repeat is 40 centimeters, which means that if you do the maths, you can recreate the same image 25 times. So I think it is really a great value for money. Now you can see here, just to make sure that I have placed everything correctly without any gap in between, I can always peel off the tape and reposition. So that's a beautiful butterfly. The next roll is going to give you a stunning flamingo, and I will work with this one to turn it into a gorgeous card. Actually, for today I will create 3 cards, but I will combine way more washi tapes than just one for each card. And then you will find all the links that you need to get them down below in the description. Keep in mind, All and Create is a UK company, but they ship worldwide. But also, if you are in the US, for example, there are shops that you will find linked below that do have the washi tapes, and you don't have to order from UK. So just check out the description, you will find everything you need there, or you can definitely ask me if you have any questions. So with the magic of video editing, here are all the designs that I have in my craft room. And they are great if you want to create something really quick and simple. Remember, from every tape you get 25 of those designs, but you can definitely use it as a normal washi tape. This is Japanese paper, which means that it's less plasticky, it's not shiny, and it takes mediums on top. You will see that I will even do ink blending. So for those 2 images, you will find the links to those short videos down below in the description. And let's make a card with these butterflies. I will use both tapes, the black and white butterflies and the stunning blue huge one. So I will start by extending the design because I want my panel to be slightly larger. It doesn't match perfectly, but really the design is this way that it works great as a background, and it doesn't really need to match perfectly if you try to recreate it and extend it. Now I'm using also my scissors to fuzzy cut the butterfly, since this is going to be my focal point. I like that it's going to give a contrast. So for my card today I'm going to play with these dies, and this is the film drip die set. I will use one of the dies to cut out my background panel out of this black and white washi tape, and you can see how it looks. Love the little detail that it gives you on the edges. And then with this die, I'm going to cut out 2 panels. These are going to create my actual card base so that I can stick the other panel on top as my background. Now, to create the card out of those 2 panels, it's super easy. Just use your paper trimmer or your scoring board and score a line up at the top of this panel. You can just go randomly about a quarter of an inch or even half an inch, and then all you need to do is to add glue on that flap and stick those panels together. For all 3 cards today, I will be using similar dies to create the card bases, so for all the 3 cards I will use the same method to create my card base with the flap on top. Now on the inside, since this is black cardstock, you can definitely go ahead, pick a scrap white piece of paper and stick it down so you can easily write your message. Now, if you want, you can work on your background panel a little bit to give it more of a mixed media look and feel. It's completely optional, you really don't have to do this step, but since I did have that beautiful stencil, I'm going to add a little bit of paste. That's volume paste, nice and thick, and at the same time you can use this paste as an eraser. If you have a background that seems quite busy, you can use this white paste because it's going to make your panel look less busier. Plus, you can use that with a spatula and apply it over different areas that you feel are too dark or have color. Like here, for example, on my butterfly, I did have a little bit of red that I didn't want. So I'm just going to erase it. As simple as that. Plus, it makes the background look more artistic. Now for all the images that I fuzzy cut, I always ink up the edges with black just to hide that white edge. I'm not going to show it to all the cutout elements, but keep in mind that I always do that. It kind of disguises any mistakes from fuzzy cutting. I will add some foam tape at the back and stick it on top of my panel. And you can definitely have your butterfly on an angle, or you can place it at the center, up at the top. It's really up to you. I'm going to place it at the center and towards the top so that I do have some space at the bottom to stick my sentiment. Now butterflies are very versatile as a design for any card occasion, so depending on the sentiment that you choose to go with, it would make a great design for anyone. And here is how it opens, and the first card is done. Can you believe it? It was made just with washi tape. You can embellish it if you like with pearls, gems, add sequins. I'm using my contour liner here. And here are some close-up photos on the first card for today. For the second card, I'm going to play with this stunning flamingo, and I'm going for a big card. That's why I'm using this 6x6 square die set. This is going to give me a really big and lovely panel to feature my flamingo, and you can see it's 6x6. Again, there is another inside layer which I'm going to use for the background. For the background, I'm going with white just because I want that color of the flamingo to really pop, and I'm going for a window card. So on the inside of that, I'm adding a circle die, and then at the back I'm going to add some foam tape and place it on top of my flamingo image. This is where you want to turn it into a shaker card if that's the style you want to do. You can definitely add an acetate in between and some sequins and you have a shaker card. However, I just wanted to go with a window card for today. I did recreate the same image one more time and I used my scissors to fuzzy cut the bottom part of the image with all that lovely foliage, and I'm going to stick it on top. This way I create interest and depth on my image just by using the same image again and again. And then on this die set there are extra dies apart from the 6x6 large panels. So I did cut out this leaf, this branch, and I'm going to cut it into two parts so that I can use it and tuck it in two different areas to embellish my window. I just cut it out of cardstock green cardstock, and here I'm debating, do I want to have my background, my card, out of brown or out of pink that matches the flamingo? Now that was a really big debate. It took more time to actually decide which color to use for the background than the actual card. But I decided finally to go with the black one because I think that it helps that pink pop even more. So I think that this is a stunning card, and out of the 3 ones that I created today, that's definitely my favorite. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite when you finish the video. So just because I love splatters and dots, you see I did some white splattering with white calligraphy ink, and here I'm just adding some dots with my gold contour liner. And my card is ready. Of course, I did create the same panel one more time, and I did show you the technique in the beginning of how you can turn those panels into card bases. And here are some close-up photos on the second card for today, which is looking really stunning. And for the third card, I'm going to play with this compass. I will cut it to a smaller panel, just use your paper trimmer and cut it out. And this way I can use that as my focal point, but just because I like having dimension on my cards, you can recreate the same image one more time and then use your scissors to fuzzy cut elements. So I am going to fuzzy cut the flower cluster, a couple of butterflies, and even some extra flowers. Remember, you can recreate the same image 25 times out of the same roll. Then I'm going to use this die set to create the card base. So here is my card base ready to go. Again, I will need to do another one of those panels and create that flap at the top to put them together. And then for the background, I will use this inside layer, and then I'm going to make sure that I cover it with this black and white washi tape. Now notice that this time I'm just using it as a regular washi tape. I'm not going to try to recreate that image. So here's another way to use them. I'm going only around the edges, since that's what is going to show once I stick that other panel with the compass on top of it. Now I can place that die on top and cut out this panel to make it more interesting, since it gives me that interesting edge and some cut out elements. And I absolutely love how it is packaged. You see all those dies come on an envelope, so you can easily store them away, and you can see there are even more dies included. Anyway, back to the card. I have this panel now, and I am going to place on top this panel. Now you can either leave it black and white, which is going to give you more contrast. However, I wanted to show you that this is not shiny and it takes any type of mediums on top. So you see, I can do blending with no issues. I chose to go with browns and blues, since these are the colors from the main panel, and I think it matches perfectly. And then I have all those images that I fuzzy cut, so I can use foam tape at the back and just place them on top, just like a puzzle, one on top of the other. This is going to give dimension and more interest on my card, although it is really simple. Again, remember 25 of those images in one roll tape, so you can easily recreate again and again. And I will finish this by adding some golden dots at the center of my flowers, and hopefully you can see all the dimension that I got. Here are some close-up photos on the last card, as well as on the rest of the cards that I created for today. Down below in the description you can find all the links that you need to shops both in the UK as well as in USA. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired, and I'll see you all next time.